Hey everyone, just thought I'd take a little break to make a quick video on something I'm working on at the moment. So this is pairtradealert.com/perfect. And what this little one-page website is basically creating a or simulating what would happen if you knew the future, and we're able to use that information to pair trade perfectly between MicroStrategy and Tesla. Um, so how many shares could you make and how much money would you make? So basically this is a pretty simple website. You've got two charts at the top. One is the pair, the ratio, sorry. So you can see the ratio kind of ascending over time. And then on the right-hand side, you've got the MicroStrategy and Tesla stock prices in dollars. So each of these red dots represents a swap. And to make because I did this in Python, and to make the simulation of every permutation of every day a bit quicker, I did it where I'm doing 100% swaps. So there's no partial swaps here. I started doing the testing for partial swaps, but the permutations become kind of exponential once you get past like a month, because there's just like billions and billions of different amounts of dollars that you could swap across, and testing each one of them just takes too long. I think doing 100% swaps is still quite interesting. It's still like, I mean, I don't think this is the absolute maximum amount of money that you could make, but it's probably quite close. And as you'll see in a minute, it's still a lot of money. It's still a lot of shares that you'd make. Anyway, each of these red dots, as I said, is a trade, and you can zoom in, and you can have a look. If you click on each of these red dots, it takes you to the row where what happened on that day. And basically, every day you're swapping 100% from, for example, Tesla to MicroStrategy, and then the next swap you're going MicroStrategy to Tesla, so you're swapping back, and then again Tesla to MicroStrategy. So you can see as it goes up and down, it's basically swapping in and out. Um, so yeah, so basically, yeah, we start with 100 shares of MicroStrategy and 100 shares of Tesla. And on the first day, on the 2nd of January, we sell 100 MicroStrategy and we buy 27 Tesla, which gives us $127. Sorry, 127 shares of Tesla, and that gives us a $31,000 starting portfolio value. And as time goes on, we're basically swapping in and out. So we've got 100% Tesla, 100% MicroStrategy, 100% Tesla, 100% MicroStrategy. So it's basically swapping backwards and forwards perfectly, basically, exact on all the days that it needs to do in order to maximize the amount of shares that it can make. So I haven't prioritized Tesla or MicroStrategy. I've just said to the model, give me the most amount of Tesla and the most amount of MicroStrategy you can possibly give me. Anyway, as time goes on, you can see the portfolio value starts going up pretty quickly. We're already, into 6 digits, and we're into 4 digits of shares. And this is only in March. And as time goes on, because we're doing 100% swaps, it starts getting kind of quite a lot. We're getting to $250,000 here in April, and then we got to $500,000 in May. And yeah, doing these 100% swaps, as the bags become bigger, the amount of profits and the amount of growth becomes kind of almost exponential, because you're almost like, from here you got 3,000, and suddenly you've got like almost double that in a month. So it's starting to get quite a lot. And then we're into $1 million in July last year. Anyway, if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see we get to sort of $10 million in November, which is only 5 months ago. We're at $10 million. But if you keep going, we get to sort of quite big numbers. $50 million we get to in January. And then if you go all the way to the bottom, we got to $107 million, and about 500,000 Tesla shares, and about 365,000 MicroStrategy shares, because obviously we're selling everything each time, so you wouldn't have both. But yeah, the total amount of shares there is 448,000, which is 448,000 shares in total. Pretty decent. So yeah, obviously, yeah, this would be great if you've got a time machine. You could take this back and you could make all these trades and you'd make a lot of money. But for those of you who don't, I think this is kind of like, I mean, what's the point of this website? I think it's quite interesting to look at the chart and see like the days where it was most optimal to trade, and this could be used as a kind of trading aid. You could look at this and say, in retrospect, it was very obvious to swap in out at these points, but at the time you may not have known that it was going to keep on going up and down, it might have kept on going up. So why am I doing this? The answer is because I basically wanted to figure out what was the best possible, optimal, perfect trading strategy, and then use that information, use all these 193 trades to then train an algorithm or a machine learning trading model, so in with the hope that the model could then be run back test on this and try and replicate the predictions and and then measure the accuracy. So how good is it at guessing these points and which direction it's going to go? So that's the next step. I'm not optimistic that this is going to work. I'm just finding it interesting to play around with. But we'll see. It's I thought it was worth a go, and it's interesting just to learn a bit about how machine learning works. Anyway, that's it for now. Yeah, pairtradealert.com/perfect. Let me know what you think. Cheers.